Today's video is going to be on how to make these inexpensive Christmas cards. The basic card with this envelope cost me 10 cents each, and the embellishment on the cards are made from scrap pieces of paper and scrap writings I had on hand. I also used a couple of rubber stamps I have on the embellishment, so the designs on them literally cost me nothing. I will also be showing you how I made these Christmas gift tags in this video. They're made completely out of scrap paper I had on hand, so it was no cost in making them. Another plus to this is it's a good way to get rid of some of those small little pieces of paper that you've been putting aside and saving that you just couldn't make yourself throw away. This is a few of the basic things I start out with in making the Christmas cards and gift tags. I have some of my templates I got from Memory Makers years ago, but you can use anything that you have on hand, such as a jar, its lid, or even a cookie cutter as a pattern for you. You will also need some cardboard for backing on thinner type paper. You can use things like cardboard from sticker packages or maybe even a cereal box, anything that you have on hand. Like I said, we're making these cards at a very expensive to no cost on them. As you can see, I've already drawn a couple of my templates to use. I'll just need to cut them out and glue them on the paper. Next, I have scrap paper that I use for some of the embellishments on my cards and gift tags. Remember, just because it's going on a Christmas card or tag, there's no set rule that says the paper has to have a Christmas theme on it. I even use envelopes that I get with junk mail for some of my paper. This can be another cost-saving thing in making your cards and tags. So on your next project, take a closer look at some of that junk mail, or should I say the envelopes they're in, and see if it's something worth keeping. This is the cardboard I showed you earlier that I had drawn a pattern on, as well as some junk mail paper from an envelope. It is a drawn out design, cut out, then glued to some thin type paper, and then when this dries, you cut around it again. Then you're ready to decorate it with some of the cute little Christmas lights that we'll be making. And here's some of the Christmas lights that we'll be making, so let's get started. Well, I'd like to show you where I got my next pattern from. Like I said, I did everything as easily and inexpensive as I could. Stamps are so expensive, so you don't feel so bad if you've got a cheap card that's going in it. But anyway, I had this little book here of Christmas patterns and things in it. And you can see I've even used a little piece of the cardboard on the end. But it had different designs, and it had some that had like a double design, which these are stars. But I came up on a pattern in the book that I really, really liked. And it is the Christmas lights. And I thought, well, that would make an awful pretty one if I could come up with a design myself. So this is what we did. I will show you that I have made several of them of different colors and all. But what I did was I drawed me off a pattern and I cut it out to use, but I was afraid I'd lose it, so I made me a second pattern to keep on hand. But we are going to go through the details of making it. The bottom part of the base is the one where you're going to have the bulbs or the lights, you want to call it that. The base of it that would go normally into a socket, but we're just going to cut around this one. And as you can see, a little piece of paper will go a long, long way to make you a lot of a pattern. And then I have this. And again, like I said, it will make you many of the little light bulbs. I'll just have a part of a piece of paper. That's not even a whole sheet of paper by no means. But I'm going to show you what I did to do that. And we're going to end up with some finished products like this to embellish our cards. And we've got a gift tag here that will look good. But we're just simply going to glue the top part. onto the base. Now don't have that one lined up so good. You can always trim around it if you didn't quite get it as even as you'd like. You can always go back around and trim it up a little bit if you're showing some of the colors or whatever. But to make it look like it's a bulb, down here we just will put a couple of lines across the bottom to show that it's got it in there. To go around the outer edge, what I did was I used a magic marker just to give it a little bit more in-depth look to it. And then what I did was I don't have the paint up with me. I didn't want to get the paint out tonight, but I just put a couple of little dabs of paint. You can paint with a little tiny brush or even use a toothpick and do it. And you can get just a little bottle of the acrylic type paint for 50 cents at Walmart, about half the size of this bottle of glue. And you put that on there, and once you get that on there, you're just going to outline around it the two little daubs of paint, and then you'll have you some light bulbs. And I have a whole bunch of them made, and I'm going to make a few more, and then we'll start embellishing them and show you the finished product. Well, we're going to start doing some of the lights with embellishments, but I wanted to first show you, like I said, very inexpensive. Got these cards. It says $9.99 on them, but I got them in Hobby Lobby, and everything is half price for Christmas now. And so it was only $5, and it's for 50 cards. So they made them only cost 10 cents a piece, and that includes their envelope. 10 different designs in it. So we'll take a few of those cards out and decorate those. But we want to first we'll start with the one we've used where we just the scraps off of an envelope, and I've just got some embroidery thread. I have different colors, of course, but I kind of like the brown on it, and we will just, and we've got to decide on if we're going to put all lights on it first or whatever. Got some little plastics here that you can, as you can see, this is one of them. Celebrate. You can glue on and have them seeing kind of like the lights on it. Or do I like this circular Happy Holidays. I think I like the Happy Holidays. So I'm going to go ahead, because I don't want the lights to cover it up or it to go over the lights. We'll put that on first, and then we'll do the other. So I'm just going to cut around this. And you don't have to have these if I've just got so many extra things that I need to get rid of. But you could actually just write your own sentiments on it. You don't have to have anything in particular bought for that. You could just, like I said, put your own on it. I'm going to put that right across, kind of at the top. Happy Holidays. And then we'll be able to put our lights. Let's just kind of get a design on how we want them. Maybe like that. So we'll just kind of glue it around. And you can get real precise with this, or you can just kind of just do it as you go. We're just going to kind of make us a little loopy design with it. Put our thread over on it. And once again, this glue will dry clear, and it will also dry pretty fast. And we can either do one of two things. We can, and when this dries, if we want to hide it and it went all the way over, you can let it come over on the back and glue it down, or as I did on the gift tag, you can just cut it off even, or just even let a little of it not all the way go to the end. So let's put some lights on here. And we'll give this a few minutes to dry before we put it on a card. Let's do it this way. Put a little glue on each one of them. And there we go. We've got one embellishment ready to go for a card here in just a moment. So let's get us a couple of more things going here. We'll do this, maybe a couple of these gift tags. And you gotta make sure that you allow for where you're gonna do your hole punch for your gift tag. So make sure you allow for that before you start doing any major gluing or putting your decorations on. And it does get a little sticky on your fingers, but you don't have to put it on the whole line if you don't want to. You can just dab a little here and there, and less than what I'm using, but I'm just kind of hoping to hold it on pretty tight. And we will just go ahead and do another one while we're at it. Same way, we're going to make sure that we allow for the hole punch for it. And you can just use your imagination as how you want the line that the lights are on to go. I like to give it some design. I don't like it to look too perfect and straight across. You could do it that way, but it just doesn't look as real if you do it that way. Well, this one I'm getting my hands awful sticky. Let's get us some lights on. And waiting for that to dry a minute. You can even use like little banners, and you don't have to use all three. You can use just one. And you can, like I said, you can write your own embellishments, or I have some stamps. One of them says Merry Christmas, and the other one says Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. And I just stamped them across to use as designs on things. So let's get these decorated here. And we'll go ahead and decorate a couple of things while these are drying here. And these cards probably maybe 25 cents a piece would be what it would cost me by the time I get them all made. So very inexpensive. You can't buy them, and there'll be specialty cards for the people that receive them. Okay. All right, so while we're letting these dry, we'll just put some of these together. Like I said, there's like 10 different patterns that came in the box, and we'll decide what we're going to use on these. Okay, I think I like this one. Okay, that one's kind of nice. May need just a little bit more color to it. Let's see. How about that? Very nice. And I think I'll just go ahead, instead of putting underneath it, I think I'm just going to trim it even around the edges. Go around it, add a little extra glue there. Whoop, I think I'm going to put this little banner underneath it first, just to give it a little bit more color. And you got to make sure when you're doing it that you're doing them right side up, because I have been known to make cards and then have them in the wrong way to open. And there you go, and that's just made with the backing from an envelope that I got in junk mail. And it's a nice little greeting card there. So we'll put that one aside. And let's see. And you can, if you think it looks too plain, you can always add a little extra lines around it to make it stand out. A little stitching. May want to make it with a finer point, but I just wanted to do it with a marker so you'd be able to see it a little bit better in this video. Make sure I got my card right side up. I do. And as you can see, this one I put the embroidery thread, let it come under, but it's also, the paper was so thin, it's on cardboard backing from one of my things I showed at the beginning of the video. And there you go. You have another Christmas card made. Okay, we'll make one more and then we'll do a couple of the little name tags. Now this one is just Merry and Bright. I like that because it said Merry and Bright and lights are bright. It's one I glued on from where I cut out the thin plastic type things. And let's put it on. And we're going to make this one. I got it where the card opens right. I do. The good thing is you got little lines to go by, so you know you get straight on your paper. And at the Dollar Tree, you can get this instead of, if you don't want to have glue, that is double-sided tape. And I think, let's see, do we want a red one or maybe a green one? I think we're just going to do one on this one. And I think the red one probably adds more to the green. And I've got these little dots that you can get that are double-sided. And I think I'm going to just make this one raised up on the card. Simple, but very nice, and somebody would enjoy getting it, I'm sure. And now let's, this is the one I showed earlier of the gift tags, but let's make a couple of gift tags on it. We got the one here that is dry by now. Now, even though they're shaped like a gift tag, they actually could go on a card if you really wanted them to be on a card. But if you're using them as a gift tag, you want to make sure that they've got something on the back to write on, or either you do the double-sided on it. And this one I think I'm going to put on. I think I'm going to put it on a card, even though this one is done except the hole punch. And now we've got gift tags ready for our presents. And this one, wishing you a Merry Christmas. I like that. Across there. Yeah. I think we're going to put this little thing across it and put it on a card instead of making it into a tag. Let's see. Maybe put something to contrast it behind it, or outline it. Now, the more I look at it, I think I am going to go ahead and put a hole punch in it and use it as a gift tag, because it's just... And like I said, the glue will dry clear. You won't be able to see that going through there. And you'll have yourself wishing you a Merry Christmas on your gift tag. I hope you've enjoyed these. You can, like I said, you can use stamps and stuff on them to put on them. I just stamped out across some just scrap paper, the Merry Christmas ones. I've also stamped out Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. And as you can see, you can put them on little cards like that. Add extra decorations to it. And just make all kinds of designs. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you like it, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, I'd love for you to my videos. They're not all crafts. I do some on traveling and cooking and different things, and I'm just getting started on it, and so I'm learning as we go. Thank you very much.